Hey guys, what's up? It's been almost probably half a year since I've uploaded. And fair warning, today I'm doing kind of like a really casual video because I've been like trying to work on like 3 different video concepts and I haven't been happy with any of them and I don't upload them. And I realized I just need to start putting shit up and then I'll start working towards what I'm actually happy on. So because I want to continue doing what we're going to do today, which is I'm going to show how MKLeo adapted in his set against Samsora in grand finals because he was down 0-2. He wins it 3-2. Um, and it'll be more professional in the future, but for now, we're just doing a kind of chilled, laid back video going over the big changes that he made between games 1 and 2 and then 3 through 5 to win, besides just the unfortunate SD in game 2. But anyway, let's do that. So I have a couple clips assembled and I'm going to be able to draw on screen. It'll be nice. It'll be like ESP and all that good stuff. So what I want you to notice when we're watching is where MKLeo gets hit in these like 5 or 6 clips. It's basically where he's at right now is at this height. And there's a reason for it. Because Samsora realizes that that's the area that Ike wants to exist because of his falling nairs. So we saw the first one. He got hit right around this platform. Same thing happened on this one as well. He gets hit as he's going up on his jump. On this one, we see that he actually doesn't respect float. Once again, he gets hit in the same spot as usual, right here. This one a little bit lower because he's actually on the ground, but Samsora was covering. As long as his hitbox wasn't active at the time, he was going to hit this area as well. And this is where Samsora gets the most of his damage. Because you see right here, it's going to be a combo into a second up air and positional advantage. And this is what really hurts MKLeo in sets or in games 1 and 2 is that he just eats a lot of damage getting hit in these positions because he's either starting his nair too late because he doesn't want to have because he wants to hit with a specific part of the hitbox, or he's starting it too late because he wants to have the meteor part of the hitbox out on the ground, so it's better against shield. Because if you hit the top of his shield as you're falling down, it means Samsora can punish with basically whatever he wants. And we'll see here again, Samsora actually does a great job here where he reads and goes a little bit higher than we expect around here to catch MKLeo, because he's starting to realize where he needs to be in the air to stop MKLeo before he gets the hitboxes out that he wants. Because MKLeo there was going for a really late nair. And we'll see the same thing that happened earlier. This one's not dealing with float, but it's the exact same location of just spacing out the hitbox and hitting him low to the ground. So now we also have 2 instances where Samsora actually challenges it from the ground as well, and this nets him the kill to end game 1 and also the first kill in game 2. It's actually a great choice too because the hitboxes that he goes after are ones that weren't going to hit him where he was positioned until very late after the hitbox was active. Now we're going to see, though, MKLeo kind of changes how he uses his hitboxes and where he starts his nairs to better cover this area that we've been talking about that's basically right here. See right here, this actually nets him a kill because he gets to trade with where Samsora has been expecting to hit him most of the time with his nair. And this happens all throughout games 3 and 5. And there's also another thing great about this is he hits with the back hit of nair here. Where if you look at the way that Peach was facing when this nair hits, if Peach is able to get her shield up, she's not going to be able to shield grab this. And because she's facing Ike, she can't bear him as well. You'll see the position that MKLeo chooses to land is actually really important in games 3 through 5. You'll see a lot of the times he will sit around on one of these platforms, and before he comes down, he'll wait and he'll jump as if he's going to come down this way, but then jump back up and come back to the platform. And he does this because he doesn't have the exact situation that he wants to land in, which is he wants to get behind Samsora and be closer to center stage. Because you see, if you watch this set, that's MKLeo ends up living upwards of like 205%, and it's because every time he lands, he chooses to land between Peach and the blast zone that's further away from her, so that if he ever gets hit, and unless it's a very meaty hit, he's going to live. And there is that one point he does live to 206, and he gets nared in the center of the stage, and there was no surviving that. But he puts himself in that situation by always trying to maintain center stage and he carefully chooses it. It's not just, all right, the second I get the chance to get in center stage, I'm going to go. He makes it so he can get there safely and with as little risk as possible. But he starts using that back hit of Nair, which is huge on the shield and also helps cover the roll and position behind him. And it nets him a lot of damage and a lot of kills. Because here, that was another situation where if he's a little bit lower and not with the right hitbox, he takes damage from the turn up. So the next big adaptation from him is the fact that he gets stuck in the corner a couple times in the first 2 games and doesn't have a good way of getting out, because he either has to jump into the air, which you don't really want to just jump forward air, because if that's blocked, you're in a lot of trouble. And also, if you whiff against Peach with that forward air, you're also in a pretty bad spot. So jumping up and doing an attack to cover you sucks. Jumping up and not doing an attack means if Samsora starts walling him out with back airs or just starts throwing out fairs, he's also in a lot of trouble. And you don't want to sit in the corner, which unfortunately is what happens for a decent amount of the games 1 and 2, and he just ends up getting punished. Like, see that back air right there? He tried to get up to use a forward air to hopefully push Samsora back, but because the timing wasn't just so perfect, he gets stuck. And that's due to Sam having like the positional advantage, and he is supposed to win in that corner. And then we have another instance of Leo not getting out. He actually gets pressured by shield and comes out without challenging anything, while not being in the best spot defensively, so he ends up getting punished. But we see, and he also, because of the way he has to recover to not die, he also gets dash attacked. But he starts changing this around and doesn't get punished because he starts rolling in. And the thing is, he doesn't spam this roll in either. It's in very like precise spots where he knows this down air Samsora is not looking to come chase him in, because he's been in the corner for most of whenever he's in the corner most of the set, he tends to wait there a little bit to kind of feel out the options. And because he doesn't spam the roll, he doesn't really get caught for it. I don't think he gets caught from any of his roll-ins for the entirety of the set. And this is just 3 of the very important ones that get him through. And this one actually gets him, completely swaps the position around, because he gets the roll in and gets a down tilt. So now he's in advantage and Samsora's in a pretty bad spot. Lastly are just a couple of little things that he did really well, which is he started in game 3, fighting back in this area a little bit, but without Nair. By using back air, he actually can challenge all of Peach's aerials and beat them out. So he kind of moves away from it, but comes back to it in a way where he is the favored one in it again. And this nets him this kill, because you actually don't see him put him in a corner and spam back air a lot. He kind of he starts to chase more as the set gets later on. Like, he'll hit a Nair, go for like a fair or some sort of follow-up, and then continue chasing past that. But this specifically opens another avenue to something that maybe wasn't exactly on Samsora's radar, because the way the games had been playing before. Obviously, this is something that most people do if they put you in the corner, is like they're just going to spam Nair or back air. But the fact that Leo wasn't doing it a ton makes it a lot more surprising and a lot more rewarding for him in the set. This is just another example of how he starts using the high Nair that covers him a lot sooner if Samsora was going to challenge this Nair up here. By having this hitbox, it completely denies that space in front of him. And the way he's landing it too, he should be safe from a back air by just shielding when he hits the ground. So this is kind of a win-win for Leo, regardless if it hits shield or actually Samsora. And then there's one last clip, which this is showing that he also starts to respect Samsora's aggression out of shield pressure, because Sam, knowing that Ike isn't someone who like hits your shield and then immediately does something else, because Ike, to do that, has to land, hit your shield, and then jump and do another aerial. And Ike really isn't all about the jump rising aerial. Like, a lot of his kit is more about landing with the aerial. So that's why Samsora is going for this forward air, and Leo, knowing that, baits Samsora to be aggressive after landing an aerial on shield, and like exactly predicts what's going to happen by using this up tilt. He trades, but it's still favorable because he was up 1 stock. And percents are going to matter a lot more when it's on Peach B. She's going to die a lot sooner. But yeah, that's it. I was watching this set and just saw that MKLeo made a like ton of really minuscule changes that are hard to see just by like moving like the hitboxes a little bit, or starting them a little bit earlier or later, or choosing his little spots. And it was kind of incredible watching it live, seeing as he did that throughout the entire set. But it was still really close. I don't mean to say that this was a set where MKLeo did all the adaptation and Samsara was just a dead fish flopping on the ground just waiting to lose, because all of the games were incredibly close except for game 2 because of the SD. So the set could have gone either way. It was just, I was watching the set to see how MKLeo was going to beat Samsara, because I was expecting and wanting Samsara to win. So as I saw him make those changes to allow himself to win, I just wanted to highlight that. I'll probably do more stuff like this. It probably won't be as casual. It'll be more of like pre-edited footage, not me having my footage all in like one video, pop that up and then draw on it. Unless you guys like that, that's really easy for me to put out. Yeah, hope you guys liked it. Tell me if you like this, if there's other Ultimate content. I'm probably going to do the like a series called like When's Ultimate, which is basically on like a Thursday or Friday, put out like, all right, here's what's coming on the weekend, or storylines going into them, because I did a couple of those for Smash 4. And I really enjoy doing those. Because we'll have a couple other big tournaments right before Genesis 6 on February 1st, and I'll be there. Hopefully making it out of pools. But yeah, that's it. Let me know if you guys enjoyed it. See you guys in the next video.